NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3 is the night before SummerSlam. We have two new matches on the card. Let's get to them from as soon as possible. First off, Sanity members Alexander Wolf and Killian Dame, the former Big Damo, will face the Authors of Pain, the undefeated, undisputed NXT Tag Team Champions, for the tag team titles. Now, this is a match that honestly I'm really excited for, because you have two big teams here, two big fucking Haas teams, much like the Heavy Machinery team against AOP a couple weeks ago. But you see this all, excuse me, but you see all this all the time, and at least nowadays, see it all the time. Bigger teams going up against bigger teams, which is good. You know, it's something we don't see as often, but we do see a lot more of it in the current age of wrestling right now that we did maybe 10 or 5 years, maybe even 5 years ago. I would say 10, but maybe even 5 even. But it's with takeovers again. You have to stress that predictions are a little different, because you have to look at, will they be called up to the main roster or will they not be? You know. In ALP's case, I mean, they're not as green as they were to begin with, and they have a great manager in Paul Ellering, one of the greatest managers of all time, really. And some people have called the ALP a modern day Legion of Doom, modern day Road Warriors, which I honestly agree with that. I see them, and I'm like, they could be the next big thing in WWE. They really could. At least as far as the tag division is concerned, because WWE doesn't really push the tag division unless your name's a New Day or the Usos or an established team that's been there for a while. But, it's like they could really revitalize the main roster tag team division. But to do that, they have to drop the tag titles, which I don't think they're going to do against Sanity. It would be nice to have Sanity have the titles, but I don't think it'll happen. I really don't. Because I feel like the ALP need to stay there for a little while, because NXT really is lacking. Well, they're not really lacking talent, because they have a lot of great talent. But, once they go to the main roster, they'll be lacking some key players. And the ALP are two of them, actually. 3 of them if you count Paul Ellering. But, it would be great to have him on the main roster, because you have Ellering by their side, and he could do the talking for him, which he has done. And it's done an amazing job, as always, with them. So I feel like ALP will retain. But I wouldn't be surprised if Sanity won. I wouldn't be surprised at all. It's just, I don't see either team going to the main roster right now. I mean, the tag team division needs them, but I don't think it'll happen. And finally, Aleister Black, the former Tommy End, will face Hideo Itami in not really a rematch, because last on NXT, they've just had an encounter last night to where, something you don't really see, and that was Black knocking Hideo out cold. We haven't really seen Hideo knocked out like that, at least I haven't, in maybe over a decade, and when he was still Kenta at the time. And it's something. It really is. This could honestly steal the show. This really could. And again, I don't think either of them will go to the main roster right away. Even though Hideo has been in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, that's all he's really done on the main roster. So it's weird, because both people need momentum going out of this match. They really do. Both of them really need something, and I feel like Aleister Black needs it more, just because we haven't seen much of him, and what we have seen is mostly squash matches. Well, except for that amazing main event against Kyle O'Reilly last night as well. That was a great match. That was probably a match of the year candidate, but I feel like, again, Black needs it more. He really does. And with that, takeovers tonight, the night before SummerSlam, and a lot will happen, and hopefully more matches will be made, so we'll see what happens, because I don't really know. What other matches could you make? Because all the title matches are made now. Maybe a 5th match down the road, hopefully. We'll see. We still have 2 weeks, so hopefully we'll see what happens.